Fairyland. It's Tea with Tamara.
Care Bear Stare. Oh my god, guys! I'm so excited! Tea with Tamara is back! Officially back. Like, never gonna leave again back. What's really cool is I actually said to my husband this morning, I was like, honey, when we put this up on YouTube, can I get that dun, 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 live from Fairyland? It's Tea with Tamara. And he was like, I don't even know if I have it. And I was like, and he did. So we're saved. We get to have the opening theme song back for everybody. Please let me know as you're coming in that you're here. If you're watching on the replay, I would love to hear and see where you're from, what's rocking. But today I'm really excited because I'm talking about something that has really been energetically involved with me over the last month. The month of April. Anyone can get a hand up if you are super happy April's over and May started today, because this girl sure is. That full moon was a doozy for me. It was a doozy for my household. I actually went into a depression, which I haven't been in for years and years. I sunk really low, so I feel like the phoenix rising with May, which is super exciting. But even when I am low, and this is the thing, I did Strength Finders test, and my number one strength is positivity. So I don't have this innate sense of staying down. I will often keep putting that positivity, and you guys heard me say, and you've heard me do it since the day I've talked about this, is always finding one thing every day to feel just a little bit better than yesterday. And I still utilize that tool in my toolbox whenever I get low, and in truth, in my business every single day. What is one thing I can do today to just shift the needle a little bit forward? So that's a little what to start. So I want to talk about, do you settle for the best? Which seems pretty good, right? This is the best case scenario. This is the best situation for me. The best seems like it should be pretty good, right? Somebody said, I've got the best thing for you. You'd be like, oh, it's the best thing. Clearly, I'm making out all right with the best. So here's the story I want to talk about with, do you settle for the best, or do you expect something better? You guys all know that on Good Friday, Jeff and I went and we found a house. And I mean, I was like, the rental market in Niagara is a shit show. I'm going to show up with all my paperwork, with a check for the last month's rent, so that I could just seal the deal right on the spot. And the man worked for a leasing agency, and he was like, I could tell by the minute you said hello. I've been doing this a long time. You're good shit. I like you. We're going to totally say yes for you taking this house. And I was like, yay, that was easy. And I feel like a magical unicorn because everybody else is having troubles. And I just swooped in and did the thing that Tamara does. That's me swooping. And so I thought, yay, this is going pretty good, right? And so on Monday, I got the hey, here's your receipt for the rent. Tuesday it was here's, sign the rental document. And we're good. And then on Wednesday, Jeff changed the utilities, and we went for a walk when I was done work, and I came home and it said, urgent, call me, from the leasing man. And guys, I know I put it in a post, but there are just no words that explains the visceral emotion of hormones, right? Anyone else know what I'm talking about? When a hormone rush goes from the very top of your being down your entire body, and you're that's what it felt like. I was just this is the worst feeling ever. I could feel the cortisol. I could feel, the fight or flight in my body. And I was and the man literally said, we did everything that we could. We knew you would have been incredible tenants, but the landlord is new to our rental leasing agency, and he's in Toronto, and he just wouldn't let you go into this place with the credit that you have. And I was like, fuck. But here's what he said. And this is the big moral of the story. He said, listen, we as a leasing company believe in you completely. And so we will do everything in our power to make sure that you get a property by June 1st. And I thought, oh, thank God, because with my bad credit, probably no landlord would want to date me. Oh my God, would want to I'm thinking of somebody else who's going to tell another story about dating, would want to work with me. Let me have their place. Maybe I should stay with this leasing company and let them, because I know that they're going to help me, find a place for me. Because that was the best case scenario for me in that moment. That felt like the only option that I had, was I had such bad credit that every landlord was going to say, sorry, we can't rent to you because of your credit. And so the best case scenario was this leasing company who would do everything in their power, but everything on their website didn't sing to me. But we still said, hey, let's just lean into this and see a house. Okay, I don't know what's new about these little firework things with these I've been off Facebook Live for so long. There's like firework guys. Anyway, super, super cool story was that we went and saw a house on the Thursday night, and it was a disaster. Like, you want to talk about settling for the best, this would have been it. There was a disgusting disarray of different floors on the main floor, and the basement in the laundry room. Just give me a second to explain that there was cardboard boxes and plastic hanging, and the landlord didn't care about the house, and there was paint, he was painting, but it was all over the floors, and we were like, is this the best we can do right now? Is this what we need to settle on just to make sure that we get a space to move for our family after our house sells? Settling for the best or expecting something better? So I came home, guys, and I was talking to a friend who was over for coffee the other night, and she even said after she left her divorce, she dated a man, just to give you a different kind of situation. And the man said within the first few days, hey, Deborah, in the first few days, he said, listen, you can't, no one's going to date you and raise your two boys with you. And, you have stretch marks and all these things. And so she stayed in that relationship for 8 or 9 years, settling for the best, because we get this mindset, this belief that, this is the best we can do on that party. That's what I say. Why not expect something better? And so when I came home that day from looking at the houses, I was flipping through Kijiji, which is where in Canada, if you're not listening from Canada, which I would like to know, is where people put their renting properties up. And I had seen a few days before this beautiful house, beautiful in the exact neighborhood, which was my dream neighborhood that I wanted to move to with all the amenities, and it was freaking amazing. And I said, too bad we picked this other new build townhouse, because this would have been perfect. So I'm sitting in the chair, and I messaged my realtor, and I'm like, we lost it. We lost the house because my credit, and the pity party that you have. Allow those emotions, because we've got to feel the feel, sisters and brothers. We can't just roll over and be like, I can make this better. I like my emotions to go through as fast as I possibly can to get back to a state of homeostasis. So I called her, and I'm like, I'm looking at this listing online. It looks perfect, but the landlord says no pets, and we've got Lily, and it's like this or that, and this is what she says, which I love. She's like, just go look at the place. They can't say no pets. Just take the place and put Lily in it. And I was like, anyone else got the super conscious like I do? I'm the one that's I don't jaywalk most of the time. If the place says use the other door and everybody's going through the door that says use the other door, I still use the other door, because that seems like the rules. And I'm a rule follower. Ravenclaw. Anyway, so I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this, but I called the landlord anyway. Normally I'm a messenger kind of person. That's getting people on the phone seems awkward to me as an introvert, but I did. I called, and he's like, when can you come? I said, right now. We walked in, we got it on the spot. Now, here's the moral of the story. This is the better. I expected better. I didn't want to settle for the best. I expected the better came. This house is exactly, if I were to write out what I wanted in a house, this is it. This landlord is ridiculous. He's so good. He's so nice. He called me yesterday. He was like, do you want the keys a few days early? I put these towel racks. We're going to redo he will help us put up our TV. It's just been an amazing relationship with this landlord. And all of these amazing things are happening because I expected something better. The same thing is about Tea with Tamara, which you guys are watching right now, right? The best case scenario is that I would have kept it as a podcast and continued doing it in the podcast form. That was the best. It was a best case scenario. But you know what's better? Tuning in with you guys live like this. I love the Tea with Tamara live because I fucking love coming in, tuning in live with you guys. This is what it's all about with me. It's about the energy exchange. And I feel like this personal experience with you, it loads my heart with love like a Care Bear, so that I can shoot it out into the world at a more epic level and serve you guys at a higher capacity. And so this was expecting something better, was coming back into this form for Tea with Tamara so that I could serve, getting it back on YouTube, serving the community, being able to get the message out further than just what it is on the podcast. And so, guys, I'm going to challenge you today to be thinking on May 1st, I love first of the month. Can we even get the fact that Tea with Tamara started on the first of a month again? It's just those are the things I like to take note of, take stock of, new beginnings, look at the signs, the synchronicities, the magic, you guys. And so what are you thinking about in your life right now that you're settling for the best case scenario? And how can you expect better to come instead? Because guys, we all deserve and are worthy of better. We can all have the expectation for better to be ours, to be received, to allow it in. Isn't that magical? Just let all the better in, all the way down to your toes. This is a fun little adventure because every Tea with Tamara over the next few weeks, you're going to see me in different spaces all over the place because I am currently in the basement of my old house. Hence why, Jeff's little his skull with a Sabres hat is right there. But however, right there is my Course in Miracles book. So this shelf has a lot of different things going on right now. But you're going to get to watch the adventure as we move. We move on a Wednesday, so I get to do a Tea with Tamara live during moving day, which I'm super jazzed about. Guys, if you ever think this message is going to be helpful for somebody else in your relationships, in your friend base, and in a coworker or a client, please feel free to share them. That's why I'm coming back up in this form, up in here, so we can share the magic everywhere. You know how I like to end Tea with Tamara. It's a Care Bear stare from me to you. I fucking love you. Clearly my potty mouth is back. But whatever, it's who I am. And I love you for who you are. And so don't settle for the best. Expect something better. Love, love, love you.